A new addition to the editor at 1.4 is the reference grid. The grid is intended to help you draw features parallel and perpendicular from each other more efficiently. You can configure the map by setting its origin, rotation, and spacing so it aligns to the layers you are working with. You can also change its appearance and style to suit your map display. When drawing, you can snap to the grid's intersections and always know the distance of your line segment. You can also use its inference feature when offset from the grid to save time and clicks. You can now edit multi-patches either by creating new 3D geometries from scratch or by editing existing ones. Numerous workflows are now supported, such as working with existing 2D data, third-party models, last data sets, rule packages, etc. This is part of our continued effort to make 3D easy and for everyone. You can use ArcGIS Pro to create and administer your database topology. The new topology layer uses simple feature layers. Use the fix error tool to better understand the rule, and then fix the error using a predefined fix method. With map topology, you can maintain your topological integrity by using the new error inspector to explore multiple errors. From the Fix tab, you can fix multiple selected errors from the list of available fixes. Vector tiles now have an integrated sharing experience. You can now upload and publish more efficiently. Notice this web map is not in Web Mercator. You can now publish and view vector tiles in any projection that ArcGIS supports. You can also print and export vector tiles. Here's an export to PDF. Notice that the content remains vector throughout. And yeah, any projection that ArcGIS supports. Charts can be used to visually summarize your data. You can now focus on areas of interest with the new filter by selection functionality and sort your charts alphabetically or by value. Filter by selection can also be used as a way to zoom into a chart and take a closer look at interesting relationships. New formatting capabilities allow you to rename, reorder, and select colors for multi-series charts. And now charts can be exported as SVGs. You can add your SVG to a layout or open it in Illustrator and further customize your chart's design. Also with this release, we've introduced a profile graph, a type of chart used to look at variation in height along 3D linear features. Use the Layer Context menu to create a graph and then change properties like the unit of measure, title, and axis labels. You can also view both the map and the graph simultaneously. You can select features in the graph and see the corresponding features light up in the map. You can also filter the chart based on selection and take measurements of the features in the chart using your mouse. Layouts now have the ability to include graticules in your map frames. With graticules, you also have the option to automatically adjust the interval of your grid lines and ticks. So even if you change the scale of your map, you will get an appropriate graticule. There are also some big advancements with legends. One of our top enhancement requests was for dynamic legends. You now have the option to only show features that appear in the current extent. This works great with dynamic maps such as Map Series, where each page can have its own extent. At 1.4, a contextual tab has been added to give you quick access to the tools common to working with CAD data. These tools include an interactive georeferencing experience. Here you can quickly pull data into the map view and interactively nudge it into place, and/or adjust the drawing to exact coordinates by snapping to CAD geometry in the map. This adjustment information is saved with the drawing for any future use in ArcGIS. These points represent shaking intensity immediately following the earthquake in Japan in 2011. Using the geostatistical wizard and ordinary creaking, we can see the semi-variogram that models the spatial relationships between the pairs of points. We can get a preview of what the surface will look like, and lots of diagnostic information on how well the data actually fits the model. Click Finish and we can see the geostatistical layer and where we can predict values at new locations. In ArcGIS Pro, you can easily share web maps using predefined configurations for exploratory mapping, editing, and visualization. You can also publish individual web layers as building blocks for web maps by publishing feature vector tile, and dynamic or cache map image layers. You can also use the Create Scene Layer Package tool, upload them to either online or your portal, and then create beautiful 3D scenes. Create enterprise geodatabase and folder connections to access content for your project, or search your portal for layers that you can add to your map for editing. You can also browse the Living Atlas for layers such as this image service, which you can browse into and grab one of its sublayers and add it to your map for viewing. You can also preview maps such as this one and then create thumbnails for its metadata. The ArcGIS desktop product pages are now redesigned to put the focus on ArcGIS Pro. The resources page is a showcase of some of the best content available for learning how to use ArcGIS Pro. It consolidates books, exercises from ArcGIS Learn, courses from Esri Training, and tutorials to help you get started using the most essential functionality. Authors wrote over 300 new topics and updated over 650 to help you learn about everything you've seen in this video.